to drinking and reading with Brittany. So I hope you watched the first one. I know it's a little long, but the prologue of my book is a little bit longer than the rest of the chapters. So bear with me. These will not be as long, and they will be entertaining if you like the story. So check it out. And most importantly, today I am drinking bourbon. Well, it's rye. Well, let's see. I'll show you. So this is Whistle Pig Single Barrel Rye, aged for 10 years. Now this particular bottle was bottled exclusively for a restaurant that the owner of Nocturnal also owns down in Atlanta called Southbound. So this is a special batch. They picked a barrel, they put some rye whiskey in it, and that's just super cool. Like, I'm very excited about it. And I actually haven't tasted it, even though the bottle is almost empty. Somebody's been busy at my house. So here we go. So this is 54.6% alcohol. And I can definitely drink my whiskey straight, but I do enjoy it over a little bit of ice. I have those fancy ice cube molds. I highly recommend if you're going to be drinking nice bourbons or whiskeys and you like to drink them over ice. It melts slowly. Just stir that up a little bit. You can also marinate this cube, for the second round. When I get another little nip of this, there will be a nice marinated cube in there. Oh man, it smells so good. Oh, it's beautiful. It's like almost got a little bit of cinnamon, kind of like tobacco, caramel. Oh, it's like sweet, but like strong and perfect. Don't you dare mix this with anything. You just drink it straight if you ever get it. It's an expensive bottle and well worth the price. Whistle Pig, anything, honestly. Just buy it. Treat yourself. It's delicious. So, when we left off last week, Shane and Sarah had gone on their first blind date. So, let's jump right into chapter 1. As you remember, last week was the prologue. And now we have chapter 1. So I hope you guys enjoy and mentally prepare yourself because it gets interesting. I don't know what else to say besides that unless I give away the mood, but I want you to be surprised. So let's get started. She lay on her side on the tweed couch she had inherited from her grandmother. It was a hideous brown color with flashes of mustard yellow sewn in. There weren't enough vacuum cleaners in the world to rid it of the collection of dust that had settled into the fabric, but it always brought her comfort. The afternoon sun peeked through the slit between her burnt orange blackout curtains and attacked her retinas every time she opened her eyes, but still she did not move. The sun would continue across the sky as she remained motionless in the same spot for most of the day. Her hand subconsciously cradled her swollen belly. A loud rumble broke the silence. She had not eaten today, and the baby was hungry. She tried to care, to will herself to get up and go to the kitchen, but she couldn't. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. So good. Sarah was in that strange place between sleep and waking when she heard a faint knocking sound. As she slowly came back to reality, the knocking grew louder. Someone was at the front door. She ignored it and rolled over and pressed her face into the back of the couch. The smell of dust and cat filled her nostrils. She breathed deeply and then caught the scent she was looking for. Sandalwood. Her grandmother always wore sandalwood perfume, and if she sniffed hard enough, she could still smell the faint reminder of her. Her eyes snapped open when she heard the sound of a key in the lock. Shit, she said, popping up into a sitting position. Her back hurt from laying down on the lumpy couch for so long. She combed her fingers through her hair and rubbed her eyes in a sad attempt to look like a normal person. She was not mentally prepared to deal with Shirley. Hello? Her mother popped her head in the room. The dust swirled in the light that shot into the room from the doorway. Her mom looked at her and her face dropped. Sarah, you're wearing the same thing I left you in 3 days ago. She walked into the room and opened the curtains. You'll never feel better sitting in the dark like this, sweetheart. Sarah just stared. Her stomach rumbled again. Have you eaten today? You have to eat. It isn't healthy for the baby to skip meals. She started off for the kitchen. I'm not hungry, Sarah protested. She rubbed her temples, feeling a headache coming on already. I don't care if you are hungry or not. I'm fixing you something to eat, and I'm not leaving until you eat it. Shirley disappeared through the hallway leading to the kitchen. Sarah could hear cabinet doors opening and closing and knew that she had no choice but to eat something. She was pretty hungry, she realized. When did I eat last? She thought. She stood up and shuffled into the kitchen as her mom was pulling flour out of the pantry. A sandwich will be fine, Sarah said. Nonsense, her mother retorted as she crossed to the refrigerator to grab some eggs. I'm making you a proper meal. Sarah sighed and sat down at the table, the cedarwood table he had custom made for her for their 5-year anniversary. She traced the lines in the wood with her fingernail and thought about dinner 2 weeks ago. They sat at this table talking about baby names. How about Albert, he had said. She bust out laughing. You're joking, right? There's no way we are giving our kid a name like Albert. I don't know, he chuckled. Makes him sound distinguished. We don't even know if he is a he yet, but if he is, his name will not be Albert. A small smile reached the corner of her mouth, but then an intense sadness grabbed a hold of her, and it felt like her heart might burst under the pressure in her chest. She stood up and staggered toward the bathroom. What's the matter? Her mother shouted after her. Sarah slammed the door and crumpled to the bathroom floor with a gut-wrenching sob. I can't do this, she thought. Her gaze landed on the toilet where evidence of Shane's bad aim was still dried to the hinge of the toilet seat. Just 2 weeks ago, she was joking about how he must piss in the dark, and now he was buried in the ground at the local cemetery. Yeah, it got dark. I told you. I told you wanted to be prepared and that you needed to have your whiskey with you because he's dead. You fall in love with him. He's a sweet angel baby, but he's dead. So, and she's pregnant with his baby. And she's depressed. And that's all I got. I mean, for now. Until next week. I have many more chapters where that comes from, and I'm working on more. And I actually entered a short story contest where I had to write 2,500 words in 8 days. So once I have edited that a little bit and don't have to stutter over the words, I will be adding that to this list of things, and I will be drinking more things. So stay tuned.